Hi everyone, welcome. Today we're going to go over how to use the SawGrass sublimation printer. This is what we use to sublimate onto many different blanks, such as the photo panels. You can sublimate onto t-shirts, coffee mugs, mouse pads, you name it. And all of it's going to be pretty much the same process. So first things first is you're going to want to make sure you have your image or artwork, whatever you want to do, uploaded onto our computer here. So if you've been working on your own laptop or one of the desktop computers here at the school, just make sure you put it onto a USB and you place it onto the desktop. You can either have it as JPEG. I find that works best, but you can also do Photoshop files, Adobe Illustrators, what have you. But I always find that the JPEG is usually your easiest method of putting it together. Now, two things you're going to need to make sure are up and running are your SawGrass Print Manager and your Creative Studio. So you'll double click on your SawGrass Print Manager. That'll load. Our computer here is quite slow, so you get ready to wait a bit. So your application is already running. That's good. You should see the little PM down here. If not, you can press on that little up arrow here, and you'll see it up on the side. Next, you're going to go to your Creative Studio. I already have it opened here. It's a web-based application, so that means you log on to the internet. Sometimes, if it's already been logged in and it doesn't work for whatever reason, all you got to do is we always use my account, so Kevin Chris, LRSD on that, so you can just go ahead and sign out. Usually takes a second. And then we'll just go ahead and sign back in. So you can go sign in. The password should all be saved under here, so you just need to go sign in. If it's ever not put it in here, just come see me and I'll make sure that we get all loaded fine and dandy. Alright, now we see we're all loaded in. We have our SawGrass information up. That's great. I'm going to want to go to Creative Studio here at the very top. So I'll go ahead and click on that. That'll kind of bring up what we're actually going to be working on. Don't worry about this 20-day free trial. That's for if you want someone to actually create an image for you. But here, as our graphics class, we're obviously going to be doing that on our own. So what I'm going to want to do is go to Start Creating. Now we're going to get no canvas or a blank canvas. I'm not exactly sure how big this size is. So we want to go ahead and put in the proper size, so we're making sure we don't print too small or too large. So let's say if I am printing on a mug, I can go ahead and go to the drinkware tabs. I can select a mug that I'm going to be sublimating onto, and it'll give me the proper area that I need to print on. So my image will fit, and it'll fit on the mug, just like that. So oftentimes we're going to be printing onto our photo panels. So you can go ahead, click here, and see, okay, it's a 7-inch by 9-inch landscape or whatever. So you want it 8.5 by 11. I can even just type it in and search, and we have some favorites there. Or what I've done for a lot of it is, if you go into blank products, you can go on to favorites, and then these are ones that we very often use. So like 8.5 by 11, that's your standard piece of paper. These are our large photo panels for the grade 12s, and these are our smaller ones that the 9s and 10s will most likely be using. So I'm going to go ahead and print onto a small one. So I can click on my 5 by 7, and I see the next thing I want to do is actually import my image or my artwork. So I'm going to go into Galleries on the far left tab. I'm going to go to My Images. Now here's we can see all ones that students have done in the past. So let's say I want to do this race car. I can go ahead, I click on it once, there's no need to double click, and it will upload onto here. But let's say I want to actually upload my own image, and I accidentally did this, or I say double clicked, and I have multiple. I can go ahead, click on it, and press trash, and it will delete. So what I want to do to get my own image, I'm going to go upload, bring me to this next tab, I'll press upload again, and this will take me to like my file browser where I can select any image that I want. Let's say I want this poster kind of from Vikings. I can go ahead, click open, and it'll load in here. This confuses a lot of students because they normally wait for this progress bar to fill up. It's like, oh, Mr. Chris, why is it not loading? This computer's so slow. It is slow, but it's not that slow. So what you got to do is you got to press save down here at the bottom, and then you'll see under the progress that it will load pretty quick. So click, boom, it loads, and now it's uploaded into our images. So I can go ahead, click on it, and it's placed right onto my my canvas. Now we see here I have a ton of extra white space. I want to make sure I fill up my entire panel. So I can go ahead, go down to scale, and I can scale it up, make it bigger or smaller if need be. Or I can always grab the corners and change it that way. So I think for me that looks pretty cool for me, and I'm happy with it. So that's good. If you want to say rotate your image, you can rotate it, like add in different effects, however you want to do it. Totally up to you. You can duplicate things, you can align different images, but mostly we're just going to be doing one image at a time. So once you're happy with it, you're all good. You're going to click print at the top, and it'll take you up to our printer settings. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my printer. We have our SawGrass SG800 offline and the desktop. We want to make sure we have the desktop and it says that it's ready here. So we'll go ahead and click that. Page size. We normally use the A3 Super B. That's the larger sized. But you can also go with your standard 8.5 by 11. But it doesn't really matter. Just as long as we know we have a big enough area to print on. Now, most importantly, I'm going to want to make sure I mirror my image. We've discussed what mirroring is in class several times. So we want to make sure that it is essentially flipped. So then when we go to actually print it and sublimate onto our material, it will flip back to its original and it'll be the way that we intend it. So for instance, if I was looking at that car one from the past that I looked at before, if I go down here, the car is going from right to left. So when I flip it or mirror it, the car will be looking like it's going from left to right. So I just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page there and we're good to go. Now what I'm going to do, I want to go down, I want to go to my print quality. I want to make sure that it's high quality, not high speed, right? It's not a race, we want to make sure everything is good. And the color mode is going to be photographic. That's going to be our most realistic. You can play with some of the other effects, but usually photographic gives us the best results. And same with color palette, just default is good for us. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and press print. This will actually bring up a secondary print management system. So we see here it says it's successfully queued. That's great. You can minimize this. Sometimes it will pop up on its own here. Sometimes you have to minimize the page and it will come up. See here it says on our print management, it's now loading the file. That's what we want to see. And like this, it is popped up. Give it a second. It says it's processing color, opening files. We'll know it's ready when there's no loading bar at the bottom and our image has loaded up here. Okay, so this is the size of the A plus Super B, whatever the size is called. It's the 13 inches by 19 inches, right? Oh, I know it's not exactly 13. It's 0.008 inches away, but you know, for our sake, that's close enough. And that we have our image slightly larger than what we might need. And that we have our mirror is still selected. And I'm going to go ahead and select print. Once I've selected print, it'll take a little while for our image to obviously print. So you want to make sure you're hanging out by the printer, making sure that the paper feeds in properly, that there's enough paper, and that it's all good to go. Now when you're actually printing, you want to make sure that you're printing onto the shiny side of the paper as opposed to the dull side. So if you're using the outfeed tray, it's facing up. If you're loading it into the bottom of the machine, it's facing down. Or if you're not sure, just come and see me and I'll make sure that we're putting it in properly. And once you select print, it'll take some time and it'll be good to go. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask myself, and I'll help you out as best I can. Alright, thanks for rocking with me.